what you find more often than not is these agents, whether it be the bunny ruckus that will have the audacity to grab a microphone to calm down the unrest and the uprisings caused by the same governor who made the appearance at their vigil, and will wag her finger at the community and tell them that she will take the gifts if that same enemy is bringing the gifts. Or some pork chop preacher that will give some empty message about the blood of Jesus and cherry pick quotes out of the Bible talking about having faith and and relying on the power of God and all this other stuff. But what they don't tell you is that that comes with work. That comes with meeting him halfway. You can't just sit on your ass and expect God to bless you. That blessings come through work, and it comes through productive work. So when this work is being done and is not produced the results necessary for the betterment of the community, then people are going to have a problem with it eventually. And when you got this Bunny Ruckus woman who will tell you to your face that she's going to take the gifts if the enemy's bringing the gifts, well, that's a problem. That's a problem. A couple of days ago in Jacksonville, an argument ensued between the community leaders and Jacoby Pittman because they wanted to focus on healing. Everybody talking this shit about healing, whether it be her or be Kristen Clark, who tried to do some backdoor deal in oil fields to try to usurp the demands made by the Arbery family after Ahmaud Arbery was gunned down by them two white supremacists, and Travis and Gregory with Michael, or whether it be the uprisings in 2020 where black folks are getting gunned down by police. And I got to talk about a story that happened a few days ago out in Ohio where a pregnant woman was gunned down by a police officer as she was driving away. I got to talk about that video probably the next day or so. But the fact of the matter is, this stuff keeps happening, and yet these so-called leaders ain't doing anything about it. All they want to focus on is some empty words and some empty gestures that focuses on healing while not addressing what the real problem is. And more often than not, these so-called leaders don't want to even hear what the real problem is. They don't want to address the concerns. So if your job as a representative is to represent, and you're not representing the people by not addressing the concerns that they have, then what good are you? Why are we putting you in the position you're at? If you're not going to represent the people that put you in the position you're at, what good are you? Coming from News 4 Jax, an argument broke out after a community event hosted by city leaders that was intended to focus on healing just 1 week after the neighborhood was impacted by a racially motivated shooting that killed 3 black people. The media was not allowed inside the event, but at some point, large groups of people started walking out saying what happened was not right. Pastor Dr. Stanley McAllister Jr. was heard yelling, "More needs to be done," and he's tired of fighting for the change in the community. City Councilwoman Jacoby Pittman was exchanging words with McAllister, telling him that what he was yelling about was causing more harm by hurting their families who are grieving. What the hell is this woman talking about? So, him putting out a concern was causing more harm? So, him pushing out the concerns of the community is causing more harm than you, Jacoby Pittman, sitting on your ass and not doing nothing about it. So, him trying to address a concern, I'm trying to make sure I understand this correctly. Jacoby Pittman, the pastor, trying to address a concern and trying to get to the root cause of what the hell's and why the hell we continue to have these issues in the community. That's more dangerous and that's causing more harm than you being in the position of power to do something about it, and yet you continue to sit on your ass. Once again, if your job as a representative is to represent the people who put you in that position of power and you do nothing about it, then what good are you? Others tried to usher Pittman back to the church while she was going back and forth with the pastor. McAllister said the reason he was so upset was because when it was time for people to inside the meeting to speak, he said elected officials didn't want to hear real concerns. So he and another person were asked to leave. If we're telling you this is what we need to start the healing process, you should have did it. You work for us. Exactly. Exactly. That's what these so-called representatives fail to understand. When we elect them in the position of power, when they're sitting up here during these election cycles, and they're sitting up here trying to sell us these talking points on what they're going to do, how they're going to do it, and then laying out some comprehensive plan or whatever like that. And at the end, they go, "Well, I approve this message," and people buy what they're selling, and people go to the polls, and people vote them in. And then when they get in, they all of a sudden have this case of amnesia of who and what got them there. What's up, Eric? Ted Cox? Salute to all y'all in the building. And the only time you see the ass is when it's time for them to be reelected. So that pastor, for once, there's one pastor out there that's getting it right. That one pastor understands that that representative or that so-called representative, she worked for the community. Y'all don't work for her. She said they grabbing that microphone, telling people to be quiet and listen what he got to say. And I'm gonna take these gifts because I've been doing enough. And we gonna get this party started. Ratchet ass bitch. But to tell us that we got to leave our or voice our opinion, why did you call us here? It doesn't make sense. And he's absolutely right. Why call for a vigil or why call for a meeting to address the concerns of the community when you don't want to hear the concerns of the community? What do you want to do? Just hold some service and y'all just sing a whole bunch of hymns and hold hands during prayer, and then after y'all do that prayer, y'all still holding hands and y'all going back and forth, side to side. Reach out and touch somebody's hand. Make this world a better place if you can. That's what y'all want to do, right? That's all y'all want to do. And as soon as y'all get done singing that hymn, okay, job's done. I'm going to go back to my status quo now. Don't bother me. Don't call me. And if you do call me, leave a voice message at the beep. And maybe if I have some time, which is never, I will get back to you. Jacoby Pittman, to her discredit, called the incident a disruption. So let me get this straight, Jacoby Pittman. You got the community trying to address some issues with you, and you call that a disruption? Out of your fucking mind, woman? This was the statement that she puts out. This is the diarrhea of the mouth that was put out by her. Unfortunately, we had a disruption of individuals that were showboating. They had concerns about last week, and I don't have a problem with addressing those issues, but the day wasn't that, Pittman said. So what was the purpose of holding this meeting? What was the purpose of holding this community meeting if you're not going to address the concerns of the community? So people who have legitimate concerns that want to bring these concerns to you, that wants to see change, but yet you don't want to hear it, you call that a disruption? Oh, Lord have mercy, man. The more I read this, the more irritated I get. Jacoby Pittman. If you did not want to hear the concerns of the community, then what the fuck was the purpose of the community meeting for? What you want to do? Sing and dance and hold a electric slide jamboree? Who is you gonna who is you gonna bring in? You was gonna bring in Patrice Colors, and y'all was gonna do the electric slide to combat white supremacy, right? Fuck white supremacy. Let's get free. And all y'all do is take donations from the community, and y'all go do the electric slide. And then when the electric slide is done, y'all gonna wait till that Monday and do the cha cha on the way to the bank. Get your ass out of here, woman. So I want to understand this one more time, right? Because I know there could be a lot of dimwits, dunderheads, dodo birds, and donuts that's not going to pick this up. But I want to make sure I explain this as succinctly and as clearly as I possibly can. So you hold a community meeting. That means you was at some establishment. You invite the community to come in and address the concerns of what happened and how could we minimize, if not eliminate, this problem. People, including a pastor, is trying to tell you what's going on, and yet you call that a distraction. The real concerns of what people are voicing are a distraction. Not only that, you said they were showboating. So people who were trying to address the concerns of the community are showboating, and they were a distraction, and they were causing a noise. But what you were doing, selling the community a whole bag of goods, that wasn't a distraction, though. That was actually more productive than the people. Bitch, sit your stupid ass down somewhere. You are not supposed to be in that position you're at, but you are. Get your motherfucking ass out of here. I hope they recall your ass. I really do. Bitch, you need to be fucking recalled. You need to be recalled. And I hope they do start that petition to recall your ass. because that was unacceptable. That's disgusting. You have shown in this last couple weeks who you really are. And I did some background work on Miss Jacoby Pittman. She was actually appointed to that position by Rick Scott. Rick Scott, the former Florida governor, turned Senator Rick Scott. She got there before Ron DeSantis got there. So she's an agent. This woman is an agent. This woman had no intentions of doing anything for her community, right? She ain't got no qualms about taking gifts. When the people out there was voicing their displeasure towards Ron DeSantis, you should have been just as loud, if not louder, in voicing your displeasure towards Ron DeSantis. Instead, you grabbed that microphone and was telling people that we need to calm down, and if the enemy come bearing these gifts, I'm gonna take these gifts because we've been through enough. Yeah, that's the textbook definition of a sellout. That's a textbook definition of a sellout. And it don't matter what you or what your faithful assistant who's been your friend for a long time gonna say, talk about you did all this work. Okay, so where's the results? If you did all this work, there's a difference between busy work and productive work. And if your work has not produced the results necessary for the betterment and the growth of the community, then something is not right. Either what you're doing is wrong or something along the way, along your process is wrong. But either way, at the end of the day, people see you for who you really are. People see you for who you really are. You're a buck dancing, anti-mammy supreme bitch that ain't got no business being no goddamn councilwoman. I'm just keeping it a buck. You got a pastor who's actually not out here pulpit pimping. Imagine that. A pastor who actually cares about his community. Not like that Reverend Al Sharpton, where he need a few campaign donations or whatever like that. Keep that money train going so he can get a little bit of them crumbs off of that, so that he can take his ass to the goddamn Family Dollar, so that way he can get some dark and lovely to cover up what's left of that goddamn perm on top of his head. See, Al Sharpton is a fake pastor. I don't give a fuck what nobody said. The only time that bastard do preaching in any kind is when some black man is dead at the hand of police officers and all that. He think he could just sit up there with his taste the biscuit eating ass and give a couple sermons and all that, and sing a couple Al Green tunes and have the church jumping. Make a clown show out of a serious situation, and then he is off in his Learjet back to the promised land, never to be seen from or heard from again. Fuck Al Sharpton. He ain't no goddamn real pastor. At least this pastor here got it right. This pastor here got it right. When you're a pastor of a church, you're supposed to be the beacon of light in your community. And that man is doing just that. He's calling out Jacoby Pittman for the sellout agent that she is. And he's going to lead a petition to get her recalled. And I'm all for it. If I was down in Jacksonville, I'd sign that motherfucker too. What's up, Kim? My big sister in the building. Yeah, that thing really irritated me. That woman holds some meeting, and you mean to tell me that nobody can't address the concerns? We supposed to just sit down there and say, "Kumbaya, my lord, kumbaya, oh Lord, kumbaya." Um, oh, man. Yeah, get your ass out of here. Get your ass out of here. You take that kumbaya shit, stick it up your ass. So how many more? Huh? How many more people going to die at the hands of a white supremacist before you decide to do something about it, Jacoby Pittman? Huh? How many more people got to die? How many more black folks got to be victimized before you decide to do something about it? Or do... Jim Clyburn fish fry surrogate? Oh man, shit. How many more fish fries we gotta have before you finally decide to do something about it, huh? I wouldn't even talk about old nigga Jim Clyburn. I'm gonna get on that bastard in another video. Huh? How many more? How many more community jamborees we gotta have when people are cooking dry ass hot dogs and dry ass chicken breasts and shit? Huh? You think that's going to provide healing? No, bitch. How about put some policies together? How about using your influence or whatever influence you got? How about doing that so that way you can make the community more safer? Nah. Instead, you want to hold sessions where people just come together and you sit up there on the microphone and you cry your little crocodile tears while putting a whole bunch of sweet nothings out there in the atmosphere. Just go ahead and put on that political theater. Huh? Just go ahead and put on that epic political theater performance that you politicians do. Huh? Maybe you might have a local artist come in and sing a few tunes, get people feeling good and all that. But at the end of the day, people are still empty inside because no real change is happening. And it's the same old playbook that you politicians on a local level, on the state level, and on the national level do. Makes me wonder what the hell be going on at these conventions. What the purpose of having a convention if all y'all gonna do is a zoom, 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 and a boom, boom, and shake your rump all over the goddamn arena? Or you can take that zoom, 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 and a boom, boom to a private suite at some random hotel. And a Vanessa Tyson. When you sit up there and accuse Justin Fairfax of raping you, when you know good and goddamn well you wanted that daddy long stroke. You sat up there with Gail King. I mean, not Gail King, Stale King. You sat up there in that interview with Stale King and ran your mouth about Justin Fairfax talking about he raped you when you know good and goddamn well that man didn't rape you. That's what happened in these goddamn conventions. These conventions are a whole bunch of unproductive 5-day event where nothing gets done. And that's the kind of thing that Jacoby Pittman want to be a part of. Because where else would she get this bullshit from? Talk about bullets don't know a party. Well, good looks don't know you either, Jacoby Pittman. So to each his own. You sitting up here with a goddamn brown head looking like you shaved off the back of a goddamn buffalo, and with them glasses on. Look, what the hell is that? The fuck out of here. Make me sick with this stupid ass shit. Get your ass out of here. I called this woman office. This woman ducked my goddamn phone calls, man. This woman ducked my goddamn phone calls. I'm like, look, man, what the fuck are you doing? Oh, she's in interviews. Interviews for what? Try to hide that. Try to hide behind that. Oh, well, you know, the hurricane coming. We got Hurricane Adalia coming, so you know, she's been a bunch of interviews all day, and I can't really. She can't really talk right now. I'm like, well, when can she talk then? When can she talk? Man, look. The more I talk about this woman, the more mad I'm gonna get. For real. The more mad I'm gonna get. Because she's in a position to do something about it and she ain't doing shit. There need to be penalties for this kind of treachery. As the great man, damn, what the hell is his name? Shit. I can't remember that guy's name. God, that already this morning. Louis Farrakhan. Louis Farrakhan said something I totally agreed with. Now I'm all for it 100%. When there's treachery, when there's cooning and buffooning for butter biscuits going on, when there's all this selling out your own people, there needs to be penalties for this kind of treachery. If you a sellout, yeah, you need to be brought to the gut down. You need to be beheaded, if you ask me. Because this is bullshit. All these coons and buffoons out here not serving their community and all that. All they want to do is get theirs and then be gone. Fuck that. Anyway, let me know what y'all think about this. This woman is disgusting. This woman is dishonorable. And she's out here disrespecting the community. And she's out here failing the youth. If you're not subscribed to this channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share these videos on your social media platforms. Shouts out to the LDBC. This your man. Scream at me. Hey!